What's up, YouTube? Jtravaglini here, and today we have my grandmother's laptop. So she has an HP, and she complains that it's taking too long to boot up and run slow. So looking at it, it does have a mechanical hard drive in it, and what we picked up today is a 480 gigabyte SSD to install in it. So we're looking at slow speeds with the hard drive, causing it to boot slow and also perform slowly. Another thing we could look at is the RAM. She has 4 gigabytes of DDR4, but I do not think that's the issue, only because all she really does is check her email and browse the web. So 4 gigabytes should be sufficient enough for what she does. So we're going to install this hard drive. We're going to install a fresh, clean version of Windows 10, and that should help solve all her problems and give her faster boot times and also a faster speeds while using her computer. So along with the slow boot times, we're also going to run a boot time test, and we're also going to run benchmarks on the hard disk drive. So then we can compare it to the boot time and a benchmark when we get the SSD finally installed into the computer. All right, now we got the stopwatch on, so I'm going to hit start right as I hit the button to start Windows. So this does take a little bit of time. So, all right. So I got 49.44 seconds till Windows actually loads in. And that's not even including all the stuff in the bottom that loads in. So we're loaded in. So now we're going to run some benchmarks. All right. So we got our test results. Sequence 1, 138. Read 113 right. 4K is not too great. Not too great. So we're looking at pretty much slow read and write speeds. So this is why I think this is where our issue lies, since we have the slow speeds here. So, all right. So on this HP, this is an HP ProBook 440 G4. So our hard drive just sits right here. It's pretty easy. We're going to take this screw out. We're going to pop it up and pretty much take it out. So get my screwdriver. And then you can use a piece of plastic or credit card and just pop those up, and then it's just gonna pop out. And there's my hard drive. So now we take these two screws out, and it should just slide right out. You will have to be careful because there is a connector on it. Right here, there's a connector. So we'll pick this up. It slides forward a little. Disconnect it. So we'll have to take this bracket off with these two screws and these two screws. So we'll take these off, we'll mount them to our SSD, and then we'll be able to just put it on in there and then install Windows. So you will have to look to make sure you're oriented. So we see all our power and everything on this side, so we want to make sure we mount it that way. So we're going to take these screws out. We'll put these up here just so that we can keep it on order. Mostly they're all the same screws, so it's not as big a deal. So and then this will come off. So this is our hard drive. It's not bad, it's just slow. So we'll put that off to the side. I'll probably use that in something else, and then we'll install this. Like I said, all of our power and stuff has to go on this side. So you can mount it this way, that way, it doesn't matter. So we're gonna mount it this way because actually we gotta mount it the other way. So we're gonna mount it this way so that when I slide it in, the power's all there. So we're just gonna put the screws back in, slide it in, and install Windows, and then pretty much. So we're just gonna screw these back in and install Windows, and pretty much I'll install drivers and stuff, and she'll be ready to go. So we'll put these screws in. So that's in. So now we're going to plug our power in. Slide it back into place like we had it before. And then we're going to screw it down these black screws that we took out earlier. All right, now there's little hooks here, kind of hook it in and just press it down pretty much, and then we'll tighten that screw down, and our SSD is installed. That's it. I mean, SSD is now installed. So now we'll just look at installing Windows. We'll run a boot time test, and we'll also run a benchmark on the hard disk drive to see how fast it's reading and writing. All right, so right now I got the computer booting up. I booted up, I hit F9 to get into the boot menu so that we can boot it from a USB. So now the USB is going to boot up, as you can see right now, and we're going to load Windows through this way. So it's going to be a fresh, clean install of Windows, and it should perform great after this. All right, so we got the Windows 10 installed, fresh copy. So now we're going to shut this down, and then we're going to run a boot test. So we're going to do it the same way. I got my stopwatch out. Once I hit that power button, I'm going to hit the start button, and we're going to see how long it takes to boot into Windows. So same way, once it gets into Windows, we'll stop the test. So now we're turning on, we're booting in. So this should be a lot faster than it was before. And we're in Windows. I got 15.5 seconds. So automatically faster. So now what we want to do is we just want to run a benchmark on the actual hard drive. All right, so we got the benchmark queued up. So all we just want to do is run all of them and see where we lie. All right, so the benchmark's complete, and as you can see, our speeds are much, much faster than when we had the original mechanical drive in it. So obviously you can see the speeds are there. We booted a lot faster, so we're definitely seeing a lot of improvements in speed. All right, so the upgrade's complete. As you saw, we got faster boot times in Windows 10. We have faster speeds while using it. Pretty much was a big success. So a lot of times when people are looking at how to speed up their laptops, a lot of times you can just look and see what drive you have. It could be as simple as putting an SSD in it. They're really dropping in price, so you can really pick one up at a pretty reasonable price. So it's definitely worth it. You can look, you may even be able to squeak by getting an NVMe for even faster speeds. With this laptop, unfortunately, we could not do that. It did not pick up the NVMe drive as a boot drive, so we had to just go to regular solid state drive. But all in all, faster boot times, a better experience while using your computer. So hopefully this guide helps somebody with upgrading their laptop to figure out why it's moving slow. Don't always just jump to thinking you need more RAM. Sometimes it's your mechanical drive that's holding you back. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Hopefully we can do more upgrades and builds for you guys real soon.